So, with the advent of Dragon Ball Daima, a question occurred to me. How would this drop of this anime affect the release schedule of the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line? But before we could even get into that question, someone might be wondering, why would it affect it to begin with? Well, this is the first time since Dragon Ball Superhero that we have a major Dragon Ball animation. A major Dragon Ball animation means new figures take up release spots. So what that mean? It means that we'll most likely have Dragon Ball Daima figures alongside the Cell Saga figures that are being released as we speak. Now, why is this important? This is important because I think either one or two things will happen. Either this is going to cut into the releases of the Cell Saga figures, assuming that there is a set amount of Dragon Ball figures to be released each year, or most of the Cell Saga figures will basically be delegated to being premium Bandai releases. Now hold up, I can feel the irritation coming through my phone screen. The bright side to this is that if it does indeed end up being this way, if it does end up being this way, right? If Full Power Frieza is anything to go by, then what will happen is now with Full Power Frieza, just in case y'all didn't know, they said in the Instagram post when they revealed the figure that for places without premium Bandai, it will be delegated to limited regular release. So yeah, as I said, basically, if your premium Bandai doesn't ship to your country, it's supposed to allegedly, according to them, be limited regular release. I'm assuming that means it's going to be like a limited amount of general releases, so you might actually be able to find these in your stores or wherever you would buy figures at in your country that doesn't have premium Bandai. So we'll see how in practice that actually turns out. Hopefully it turns out for the best, because I really want everybody to enjoy this hobby. Like it's a lot more fun in this hobby when we all able to just be like, yo, look how crazy this figure, yo, that Frieza figure right there, yo, that shit is fire, right? It's not fun when people are like, yo, I want to quit, right? That kind of like, damn, man, I like when people are enjoying what I'm enjoying with me. You feel me? So I say all this to say about Cell Saga content potentially, not guaranteed, but most of the Cell Saga releases potentially occupying premium Bandai spots. That would leave Dragon Ball Daima to have all the general release spots. And I guess that makes sense because everybody will most likely be paying attention to the anime, and then because it's paying attention to the anime, maybe give people easier access by making it a general release. You get what I'm saying? Now, one thing about Daima is that I think the first release is pretty obvious. I think the first release will be Goku as a kid and his new uniform, and that goes perfectly with the newest release, right? GT Goku. Think about it. A lot of people were wondering, wait, why didn't they give him his tail? Well, this makes it easier to retool for the Dragon Ball Daima Kid Goku. Another side to the Dragon Ball Daima releases is that it's possible that there'll only be a couple releases for Dragon Ball Daima, but still the main focus will be, the Cell era of figures for the Dragon Ball line. Now, I also want to bring forth this possibility too. Absolute worst case scenario, everything in Dragon Ball in general is just premium Bandai, and that would fucking suck. Oh, damn, I'm not supposed to curse so much. But oh well, I'm keeping that in, not editing it out. Either way, I just want to give a quick explanation about the Cell Saga stuff being mostly premium Bandai. And I want us to consider what characters are going to be released. So to start things off, right? Just to start things off, we have all the kind of, I would say, stuff that people are not as excited about with the Cell Saga already released. So stuff like Android 1920. Yes, people are happy to have them in the collections because we don't have figures of this detail and caliber yet, and of these characters. However, nobody's really excited. Like, I've never seen somebody play Dragon Ball Tenkaichi and be like, yo, I can't wait to play Android 19 or 20. I've never seen anybody say that, right? But that being said, right, now what needs to come out? Okay, so since most of the releases for this year are pretty much taken up, I think with the exception of October, November, December, and I think one of the summer months, we have a premium Bandai release for each of those months. And of course, they can always toss in a general release, but I think going into 2025, we can expect maybe some re-releases of Android 17 and 18 on maybe new molds for both. We'll see. I also wouldn't be surprised if they just reissue them as general releases. And then my good man Sayura said this. He said he wouldn't be surprised if they did a brand new mold for Android 16 and then also dropped it as a general release, if I'm not mistaken. He could correct me in the comments if I was off. But with that being said, it's time to break some hearts. Just to kick it off, I think Future Gohan and Future Kid Trunks will definitely be premium Bandai exclusives. Now, why do I say this? And I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I think I'm right. The reason why I think they'll be premium Bandai exclusives is just off the strength that a lot of the stuff that comes out in movies or characters that appear in movies or TV specials, which is kind of like the same thing, you can easily expect them to make that a premium Bandai release, and it sucks. Now, once again, I want you guys to keep in mind the precedent of full power, 100% power Frieza, right? Because that, for all intent and purposes, definitely should have been a general release, just like his counterpart, regular Final Form Frieza, right? But it wasn't at all. In fact, once he had those death sauces, that I feel like that almost signed off his premium Bandai, certificate. And also, like I said, keep in mind the precedence of full power, 100% Frieza, right? Because that's going to come into play in a little bit as when I come to certain characters, right? Premium Bandai exclusive Android 13, 14, 15, and Super 13. Why? Because they all movie characters. Movie characters are not getting general releases, with the exception. There is an exception to this rule, right? I think Blue Gogeta was a general release, if I'm remembering correctly, and Full Power Super Saiyan Broly was a general release. In fact, the regular Super Saiyan Broly might have been a general release, if I'm remembering correctly. So maybe it's not entirely true, but also the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, for whatever reason, it's Vegeta, was I believe back then it was called web exclusive, not premium Bandai exclusive. That might have been like one of the last web exclusives before they made premium Bandai. Stuff like BoJack, this is still the Cell era. Now we still probably a little ways off from getting a BoJack figure, especially since, now that I think about it, with the movie stuff, we still got to get a Lord Slug figure, right? That was on surveys a little while back. We still got to get a Lord Slug figure, so BoJack is probably way off. And then also, along with BoJack, there'll probably be that movie Gohan, right? And that's probably gonna be a premium Bandai exclusive. At this point, they'll probably release his crew as well. His crew will probably premium Bandai exclusive. So, what are you gonna do, right? Now, here we get into, this is gonna be the last bit of the movie stuff, right? We'll probably, one or two things are gonna happen, right? We'll either get a reissue of the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and maybe he'll come out as a general release, or they'll make a new mold of that legendary Super Saiyan Broly and he'll be the general release. But guess what? If he's the general release, guess what's gonna be a premium Bandai exclusive? The Super Saiyan Type A Broly. Now, if you don't know what that is the Broly with the bluish hair tint, because he had the mind control thing over his head. Now let's get into the main story of stuff, right? This one is gonna hurt, but it makes sense. Battle clothes Goku and Gohan when they was in the hyperbolic time chamber, right? Or Saiyan armor, but they'll probably market it as battle clothes, right? That is definitely gonna be premium Bandai exclusive. It was a point in time in the show where, you know, they wore the outfit for a limited amount of time. It wasn't like they always had it on like for the whole arc. So they wore it for a little bit and then, you know, they took it off when they got out the time chamber. Now, the next thing is that we could include in this batch with the, you know, alternative outfits. We can include like Goku and his casual clothes. My good man Sayura would definitely be picking that figure up. But you know, Goku when he had on the bomber jacket, dress pants, and the shirt under. When it, you know, after they in a 2-week wait for the Cell games is what I'm saying. Unfortunately, Second Form Cell will probably end up being a premium Bandai exclusive. And if Second Form Cell is a premium Bandai exclusive, I'm going to venture off and say that maybe Perfect Cell won't be. I'm not gonna, like, I would hope that they don't make all the forms of Cell, premium Bandai exclusives. But at the same time, first form cell was definitely a regular release. So maybe have her first form cell be a regular release, the other two be premium Bandai. Now, once again, the reason why I'm saying this is the precedence of that 100% Frieza being a premium Bandai exclusive, and it definitely should have been a general release, in my opinion. Alongside, Android 18 being a premium Bandai. I mean, not Android 18, but we're going to talk about her in a second. Alongside second form cell being a premium Bandai exclusive, don't be surprised if Android 18, what Chi-Chi's clothes on, is a premium Bandai exclusive. It would suck, but it is what it is. Anything a part of the main story shouldn't be a premium Bandai exclusive. That should be limited to TV specials and movies, in my opinion. But it's Bandai, and right now I think because most of the other anime series are regular releases, they said, all right, Dragon Ball is going to be our premium Bandai line now, and that's why we at where we at. But that's just speculation. I don't know that to be true. Now, last but certainly not least, let's recall that heartbreak a little that I mentioned a little bit ago. That heartbreak is Super Vegeta and Ultra Trunks, or Grade 2 Super Saiyan Vegeta and Grade 3 Super Saiyan Trunks, both being premium Bandai exclusives. I wouldn't put it past them at this point. And that would, like, oh man, I don't even really want to think about this is sad to think about. Now, it's not sad in a sense of accessibility, because you're always going to have accessibility. And even in the price point, yeah, that price point is expensive, and I wouldn't mind, nobody minds paying a price from what I understand if they feel like they're getting their money's worth. And the problem is a lot of people don't feel like they're getting their money's worth from these premium Bandai lines. Now, I'm not going to have this turn into a premium Bandai rant. I've done that plenty of times in my past videos. So if you want to check those out, you can. Maybe I'll put the links in the description or something. But those two being premium Bandai exclusives, I can already see like Super Vegeta coming down with the powered down Trunks head for that Trunks release that came out last year. Infinite latent potential or something like that. I might have it wrong. Y'all could correct me if I got the name wrong, but something like that. And then Grade 3 Trunks, I don't even know. What would they include with Grade 3 Trunks? I don't know. Y'all could brainstorm that. I'm on the spot right now. I can't think of anything. But all that being said, this is how I think Dragon Ball Daima will affect the release schedule. Now, I could be completely off. In fact, it could have been the plan for a lot of these figures to be premium Bandai regardless of the the release of the anime and Dragon Ball Daima, right? That could have been the case anyways. But with all that being said, this has been Bombastic Plastic. Stay fantastic, and as always, I appreciate the support. Peace.